Hi, I'm Heather with Heather Lang Homes, and this week we're talking about lending terms to help buyers and sellers understand the real estate world. This week we're going to talk about closing costs, and closing costs are fees that are added onto a transaction, real estate transaction. Every person, every entity out there, they kind of get a little bit of something from the transaction. So, and closing costs are often different for sellers and buyers. So let's talk about what those are. And in general, when I talk about closing costs, these can include title insurance, escrow fees, lender charges, real estate commissions, transfer taxes, recording fees. These are all pieces of a transaction above and beyond the actual purchase price. So for sellers, it is customary that sellers pay commission fees. So when I talk to sellers, commissions are always negotiable, but a standard commission is 6%, where 3% of that goes to the listing agent and 3% goes to the buyer's agent, the person who brings the buyer to the table. Again, those are always negotiable, but those are standard commissions. And then on top of that, there are selling fees that, depending on the city and the county that the property resides in, there are customary fees that are paid by either the seller or the buyer. So for instance, in Santa Clara County, this is a seller pay county. So the sellers also pay, then on top of commissions, they will also pay escrow fees. That includes escrow insurance for the seller. The buyer does pay for their own title insurance. But the rest of those escrow fees are paid by the seller, and that includes some recording fees, etc. The buyers are responsible not for those commissions, but they are responsible for paying the cost of what it takes to get their loan. And that's often referred to as origination fees. So, and in that, you can pay for extra things like buying down points. We talked about points last month. So these are all things that when a buyer gets their loan, they get what's called a loan estimate form. And this is a set of fees that you'll see all of those fees up front, so that there's no surprises about what money needs to be brought to the table in order to close on the property. There are different fees for sellers and buyers, but I generally tell sellers that you're going to be paying anywhere from 6 to 7% of the purchase price of what they get on the property. Again, depending on negotiating commissions and the county that you reside in, along with the city. Sometimes there are extra city transfer taxes. So in general, you're safe to assume that anywhere between 6 and 7% is what sellers are going to pay. And then buyers, usually an origination fee is not going to be more than 1% of the loan amount. Plus, it depends on whether that buyer is going to be paying their own taxes or putting money into what's called an impound account. If that's the case, then a lender is going to want to see a certain number of reserves, and that can make your percentage as a buyer go higher of what you need to bring to the table. So for a buyer, you can consider anywhere between 1 and 5% of the loan amount would be what you'd want to think about needing for your closing costs. Again, it's really important that you get connected with a lender that you trust. I have several really fabulous lenders that are great for my clients. Reach out to me. I can get you their information, and always feel free that you can reach out to learn a little bit more and dive deeper according to your situation. Heather@heatherlanghomes.com, or you can reach out by text or call me 408-207-3130. Of course, you can always like or message me and or both here, and I would love to help you whenever the time is right.